What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. As you can tell from the title of this video, not great news, but there's a bright side. I'm exactly 2 weeks out from my 20-mile race, and today I had to cancel it. I just got my MRI results back, and I wanted to explain what's going on, why I'm canceling the race, and what I plan to do next. This was a 15-week prep, and I got to week 12 until I got my MRI results back and realized that I had a grade 4A tibial stress injury, which is basically right before a full fracture. It's very tough news because obviously I've been training for this race for a while now, and this race meant a lot to me. It was the bridge between my half marathon that I did back in August, and this was kind of the next step into my running journey. And I put a lot of work into this, and I've gotten faster, and I've been able to run a lot longer, and I've felt really good. I feel like I'm in really good shape, and I was really excited to go out there and really put in the work for this race. But unfortunately, things didn't go to plan, and that's natural, and it's been tough these past couple of days after finding out about this injury. It's been tough mentally. So yeah, this is an injury that I've dealt with in the past before, but I've never actually gotten it checked out to see what really was the problem. There's a difference between this injury and your common shin splints. This is a lot worse than your typical shin splints. Now, the symptoms are in a way similar, and I've had shin splints before, and I've had very severe shin splints before, and it's a mixture of pain to the touch in the area as well as just constant pain while you're running. And this was something that I had for my half marathon, and I took the time off and I recovered, and I felt like I was good. There was still a bit of pain to the touch, but I thought that that was natural. And the entire 12, 13 weeks that I've been running, I've been completely pain-free. I haven't had any type of pain in my lower legs around that tibia area since I started this prep. Anytime that I'm running, sometimes especially when shin splints or, this tibialis injury occurs, if it's really painful, it'll be prominent even just walking or going up and down the stairs. But for me, there was no pain whatsoever. So I got this MRI just as a precautionary, and I didn't expect anything to come out of it. And when I realized and saw the results of the MRI, I was pretty shocked. And it was tough mentally to see that, because I knew that it wasn't going to be worth it to just keep going. As much as I feel good and I've been per se injury free, what I feel on the outside doesn't tell the full story of what's going on internally and in the area of the injury, because obviously this is a very serious injury. And the difference between going and running the race and maybe being perfectly fine, the consequences afterwards will probably be more drastic. Either way, I'm going to have to take the time off. So it's a matter of, do I want to be cocky and just do the race and then end up potentially being out for upwards of 20 weeks? Or do I want to stop and take the time to recover now so that I can be fully recovered and get back to running as soon as possible and better and healthier than ever? And that's the right decision. It's a tough decision, obviously, but it's the right decision. So the actual injury itself is a Fredrickson grade 4A tibial stress injury. And this is something that occurs after constant repetitive stress on your tibia. And since junior year of high school playing basketball, I developed this type of lower leg injury, and it just kept coming back, and it never fully healed, or I never allowed it to fully heal. And there's a difference between not running and giving it rest and then slowly working back up to that ability to be able to run, and just going from 0 to 100, which is pretty much what I would always do. I wouldn't have played sports, or I wouldn't have run for a few months maybe, and in my mind I felt like I gave it time to recover. But going from 0 to then going in and full sprinting down the basketball court, or full sprinting on a run outside, it just brought back that injury once again. And this is why it's been something that keeps recurring for me, and I really need to take the time to allow my body to heal fully and slowly recover back to get my full form back again. In terms of what I'm doing moving forward now, based off of what my sports med doctor recommended for me, is basically the next 1 to 2 weeks I will be in a boot. Very unfortunate, because that means that I pretty much will be stationary. I won't be able to do pretty much anything other than just daily tasks. So my left leg will be in a boot for the next 1 to 2 weeks, with the main precaution just to, offload any type of stress or impact that my leg is enduring over the next couple of weeks. And then at that 2 week mark, I will begin PT, physical therapy, to slowly reincorporate forms of movement and mobility around the area to help strengthen and get my leg used to moving again. And then if all goes well, hopefully within 6 to 8 weeks, I can then begin a slow return to running program where, I'll start off with very small increments of adding light jogs, things like that, to build my leg tolerance back up to being able to handle, those forms of stress again. The timeline is an estimate. It's not, set in stone that 8 weeks I'll be back running again. That's just not how it is, unfortunately. But, I'm going to take this recovery and this return insanely seriously, because I do want to get back as fast as possible. I love running. And also for the next 1 to 2 weeks, I pretty much can't do any lower body workouts either. And that's something that I asked, maybe am I still allowed to do like a leg workout, not doing, things that affect that area, but in turn, I should probably just stay away from any type of movement within my legs, just to give my body the time to heal. So yeah, best case scenario, 6 to 8 weeks, and then we can start running again. Worst case scenario, it takes longer. But in hindsight, me not doing this race and me stopping now and being able to heal, there's a difference between this taking potentially 6 to 8 weeks or me being out for upwards of 20 weeks. So that's the main reason why I've decided to drop out of this race, especially so close. It's not worth it. I want to be running for as long as I possibly can. And if I can recover and get back stronger than ever from this injury, then I feel like that will allow me to get back into form. The next thing I wanted to talk about within this injury is the mental side of things. As I said, these past couple of days have been hard for me mentally, not only just because I'm not able to race, but also I feel like it's hard when you go from, at least for me, running 5 days a week to now I can't even get my steps in. You know what I mean? I'm going to be in the boot and it's not recommended that I do my steps and stuff like that. I have to just rest. And for me, I'm someone that is obviously active, but I just love moving around. I hate being stationary. I hate being sedentary. I love moving around. So for these next at least 1 to 2 weeks, it's going to be a tough mental battle, just not being able to do the things that I always do and the things that I love to do, but understanding that, this is a part of the process and this is needed for me to get back to the point in which that I can get better, helps me ease my mind a bit. I think too, it's hard because, as I said, I feel like I'm in really good shape. And for these next few weeks, at least these next 1 to 2 weeks, there's a slight fear of, losing obvious fitness. I plan to ride the bike, and that was, something that I could counteract to keep my cardiovascular in check. But obviously the next 1 to 2 weeks, I won't be riding the bike. But hopefully after those 2 weeks and when I start the PT, that I could eventually get back and start riding the bike. And that can help keep my endurance and keep my aerobic base so that when I do come back to running, I'll be in still pretty good shape and good form. I think that too just plays into my identity. My identity lies within fitness, and obviously I'm studying to become a personal trainer, a nutrition coach, and all things to do with fitness and health is what I love doing. So to have to take a step back, it's definitely a mental hit, and it's hard to find my identity after what I believe to be my identity isn't allowed to be prominent now. So that's definitely a difficult thing to know and understand. I'm pretty adaptable, and I think that that's something that will definitely help me along this process of these changing of plans and not being able to do the same things. So this is not to say that I'm like gonna disappear or just be gone until I'm back from injury. I really want to start something new. And if you follow along my other social media platforms, so Instagram and or TikTok, and also YouTube Shorts, I'll be posting every day from today on forward. The Road to Recovery, which will be a short format of the things that I'm doing each and every day to get back to full form. If you're interested in that, then I would highly recommend you check out my channel. If not this, then also my other forms of social media, and you can follow along on the journey as well. It'll be documenting not only just, the process of getting better, it'll be talking about the mental side of things, the types of workouts I'm doing, each steps I'm taking to get closer to my running form. And yeah, each video will be somewhat different and have a different topic and idea around it. And I think it'll be a good way to kind of express the journey of having to deal with setbacks, because I feel like a lot of things on social media, people are always just talking about the goals and the achievements that they're getting, but no one really talks about the tough times and the setbacks that you have to endure at certain points throughout your training process that really does suck, and ways to overcome it and come back even stronger. So that's what I think the main goal of my Road to Recovery series will be about, and really just overall protecting my healing and getting back, as I said, stronger than ever is the main goal. So this isn't the ending that I wanted for this training block, but it's a part of being an athlete. Not everything is linear. So yeah, if you want to follow this rebuild, I would recommend following this channel as well as my other social media platforms, as I'll be posting on those every single day from today moving forward. And we're going to get back stronger than ever, and we're going to kill the numbers. So I appreciate you guys for following along and watching this video. And as always,